Welcome to Business Talk, our weekly University of Rio Grande, Ohio State University South Center's podcast show. We are here at the University of Rio Grande TV studio. Not only are we doing live internet radio through Blog Talk Radio, but we're also live on the Jackson Educational Access channel and Channel 17 University of Rio Grande TV channel. Our podcasts are archived and placed on YouTube for viewing and listening again and again. Our mission is simple: to promote the University of Rio Grande and its diverse educational programs, promote the Ohio State University South Centers and its many business technology programs, promote small businesses, and support its organizations. And finally, promote Southern Ohio, a great place to live, learn, and enjoy life to the fullest. Our co-hosts are Jason Winters, Director of the Center for Small Business Entrepreneurship, and Mike Thompson, Instructional Design and Media Services Director, both with the University of Rio Grande. We also have Patrick Dengel, Business Development Specialist, and Kimberly Roush, Program Assistant, both with the Ohio State University South Centers. And we have myself, an MBA student with the University of Rio Grande. This week, we feature Dr. Sharif, Dean of the College of Professional and Applied Studies with the University of Rio Grande. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I came to Rio about 13 months ago from Antioch University, where I was Dean of School of Education at that particular place. And the College of Professional and Applied Studies is composed of three schools. We have the School of Education, the School of Business, and the School of Engineering Technologies. This is my 43rd year in education in a variety of capacities, and 15 of those years have been spent in higher education. Personally, I'm married to Dr. Zaki Sharif, who's in the Academic Affairs Office here at Rio. I have two children. One of them is a cardiothoracic surgeon, my son, and my daughter is a PharmD. She works in pharma. And that's a little bit about my personal life and my professional life, and I'm open for questions. I think initially we're going to talk about BTS. Is that correct?
Yeah, Zach, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. It's also a pleasure to have you at the University of Rio Grande. You mentioned that you were from education, and now that we're in the School of Business, it's kind of a switch of gears for you, being in education for so many years. Why don't you tell us about some of the business relationships that you have made with some of the local businesses in relationship to these programs we're talking about today?
Yeah, there's several going on, and the couple that I'm most proud of is the BTS, our Rio+Sense computer science program that we're starting up this fall. And what it is a company, it's Battlefield Telecommunications System, was started in Maryland, Baltimore, and from a local, someone who grew up in Bidwell, is actually the CEO of that company. And he was challenged to give back to his community. So what he did was start an extension of his Maryland company in the Gallipolis City Square. And what we are doing is we've started a computer program that actually builds on internships, those kinds of initiatives in computer science that would help actually employ people in that industry. It's been very successful so far. We have multiple interns this summer, which are financed by BTS. We are starting a much more rigorous program in the fall in computer science, and we're looking for high-quality students to enter that program. Those actually we'll be doing internships with BTS as well as people progress through the program. So if you're interested, contact our admissions office, and they'll be happy to give you more information.
Now, what kind of jobs would you be looking for after you've graduated? What would this qualify you to do?
Well, computer science degree, this one is in software engineering in particular. The intention is that, and right now with this program, they are particularly steeped in battlefield technology, but that's not what they're interested in doing at Rio. What we're doing is looking at transitioning battlefield technology to civilian use. They're working on one program right now, which is based on, it's called Crosschecks, that will be looking at biometrics to identify potential people who might misuse prescription drugs. And they would do some sort of fingerprint following so that they could tell what if they were legitimately trying to get opiates, or if they were trying to get them on a fraud prescription, or if they were trying to use the prescription in multiple locations, that kind of thing. So we're working on that right now. We also have a grant through the Holzer Hospital System that's sponsoring that program as well.
So I think one of the first things that's come of the biometric part of it is getting people to sign up with it, and they record their fingerprint. So instead of having to go through the whole sign-in procedure at the hospital, you just scan your fingerprint, and then it accesses your records.
Correct.
And then everything is cross-checked behind that, I think.
Yeah, that's where the name came from, cross-checks.
Right.
Good observation.
So while BTS is a large sponsor of this program, it's not just a program designed to get them employees.
To get them employees, no. What they're doing is they're trying to, in fact, we have interest from other companies as well who are interested in obviously having interns in their company. It's a high-level software engineering kind of program, obviously steeped in computer science. So they could work in a variety of industries.
I think probably app development would be one probably.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And the cross-checks, they're going to employ folks locally on our campus as well to work in the cross-checks program. And that's in using biometrics, obviously, to track fraud in prescription drugs. Mm-hmm. This is relatively new in Ohio. In fact, I assume it's the first program to be developed. As one of the sponsors happens to be the state of Ohio as well. So they're very interested in seeing the outcome in southeastern Ohio, which I don't know if you're familiar, but in southeastern Ohio, the statistics of fraud as far as prescription drugs is concerned is widespread. It's serious. It's very serious.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a huge leap forward in kind of curtailing some of that fraud.
So while Battlefield Technology Services in Shawn Lane is one of the partnerships that we've made in the last year, we've also made another partnership with, I believe, Bob Evans Corporation.
Yes, Bob Evans Farms Corporation. We develop a partnership to offer a business management program in hospitality. And what that means, we took an existing business BS in science, Bachelor of Science in Management, and adapted it to hospitality. So we created courses in hospitality, hired a director, and we're going to start. In fact, we're already full for the fall. We've exceeded our expectations for this fall. So we're very proud of that program. We're going to start with employees of Bob Evans and future employees of Bob Evans, and they'll work in the restaurant probably 20 to 40 hours a week while they're in the program. So this will give them a big leg up in getting started in hospitality management.
You said we hired a new director. Can you tell us a little bit about himself and some of the qualifications that he brings to the position?
Yeah, his name is Dr. Daniel Bernstein. He was formerly the director of hospitality at Seton Hill University in Pennsylvania. He is very highly qualified. He's had probably 25 years experience in restaurant management and hospitality programs in higher ed. He does have a doctorate in hospitality, which is unusual, and it was difficult to find. But because we were sponsored, we have the sponsor in the partnership with Bob Evans, he was attracted to this university, which obviously is a bright future in that kind of a partnership.
What kind of classes would you take as being part of that?
In this particular program, there are 8 hospitality courses. They run the gamut from managing a restaurant to food and beverage services there's accounting courses that are geared toward restaurant management, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would like to open a restaurant, but that whole business behind it, it's not just cooking good food. The whole business behind it is sometimes a mystery to a lot of people that want to open a restaurant. So.
Yeah, and this is not a culinary program.
Right.
So we would like to make that distinction. This is not about learning how to cook or bake pastries and those kinds of things. It's about actually managing a restaurant facility. Now, we would hope that you'd have culinary experience. I think it would be helpful if you were going into the restaurant business.
Right.
But it's not necessary for this particular program.
I'm assuming that the program still has the same basic general education requirements and core of a business management?
Absolutely. these are skills you would need to manage a restaurant. 70% of new restaurants fail in their first 5 years. So we want to try and anyone that comes out of this program should have a quality management background as far as courses are concerned, and as far as understanding managerial accounting, those kinds of things. So hopefully the success rate will be improved.
Dr. Bernstein, you mentioned he is the director. Is he also going to be teaching in this program?
Yes, absolutely. Principles of restaurant management. There are some professional courses that are required for certification in those areas. He will be teaching those as well.
Do we have any other faculty that are with the Evans School of Business that have hospitality background?
Actually, we do, interestingly enough. We found that one has a lot of experience in hotel management. We found one who grew up in restaurants and helped her family businesses, so she understood a lot about restaurants. We had one that owned a restaurant in New York as well. So we've had folks who have a decent amount of experience in hospitality. Even though professionally they don't have the degrees in hospitality, they do have experience. And this is an experiential-based kind of program anyway. Our internships will be done through Bob Evans at the different restaurant locations.
Can you tell us a little bit about the internship program?
Yeah, the internship program, the initial group, what they will be doing, there is a MIT management and training program that Bob Evans developed at their corporate headquarters. Our students will be working in the restaurants, meeting the goals of that particular program. So they'll be dual qualified through our program as an intern and also as their restaurant management program and training.
Now, I'm assuming if these students are working with Bob Evans and working full-time jobs, that sometimes the class schedule might be a little difficult. How is the program working around class schedule?
Interesting that you asked that, because the entire schedule of the program is built around the needs of the restaurants and their employees. So all classes in the first cohort will be offered only Monday evenings, because Monday is a light restaurant work day. So it's in an off time, which is convenient for them. It's in the evening. They're in hybrid format, so they will be half-time face-to-face, half-time online, a combination of the two. The courses are offered in 8-week sequence, so instead of the full 16 weeks of working on 4 courses, they'll work on 2 courses in 8 weeks, and then they'll switch and work on another 2 courses the following 8 weeks. In the working in adult model, it's very helpful to accelerate the time frame. It's helpful to give them alternative ways of times to work, like you would with a hybrid course, which is half online, half face-to-face.
So is this the only program that you have that is geared toward adults?
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because there's one program I'm most proud of, and I think it's something that Rio, as a social institution, needs to promote and needs to encourage, and it's Adult Studies program. What this is a program designed for folks who have tried college, and maybe they weren't so successful, maybe they had to drop out because family got in the way, kind of thing. Life hit them, and all of a sudden they couldn't continue their studies. So what it is a bachelor's completion program. It's a BS in management. We first started this program in January at our Meigs campus as sort of a pilot. We started off with just a handful of students, and it's already doubled in size for the fall. We have now, in the past couple weeks, we've been able to get approval to offer this on our main campus. We already have 20 students who are interested in the program, and we've yet to really promote the program. But it is an opportunity for adults in this region to come back to school, complete their degree. We also offer a chance for them to get credit for experiential work. So if they've been in the business world for a number of years, and we do what was called portfolio credit, we have a whole process that they go through. They can earn credit in that way, so they would not have to take the courses. They would get advanced credit so they could work ahead.
Is there a certain amount of credit that you can get that in that way?
Is there a maximum amount?
Right.
No, there's really not. It's whatever's appropriate based on what we do is we set you up for the portfolio class, and we have someone, and by the way, I can give you their name if anyone's interested. The contact person on the campus is Debbie Browning, and her number is 740-245-7209. What you can do is talk to Debbie. She'll set you up with a portfolio class which tells you how to go about earning that credit. And they'll put you through the process, and they'll help you with developing your portfolio. Then faculty on campus will determine the amount of credits to be awarded. And it can save you a lot of time. We have one person right now who earned 22 credits that way.
Yeah, I went through part of that, and basically the way, if it still works the same, that it works is that you review the syllabi of the course and what the outcomes are, and then you have to design your portfolio with evidence that you know what that is and how to do whatever it is at the end of that course.
Exactly, and the faculty determine the number of credits that you would earn based on your submission, based on your experience. So it is a good start. Now, once you have done that, if you have that kind of credit, or if you transfer credit, you can transfer up to 64 credits from accredited programs at other universities. Then you would start out in the adult studies as far as earning the bachelor's degree. What you can do, which I find kind of interesting, is most of these courses now at the MEG Center, we have them geared towards in the evening. They're on the 8-week format, which is adult friendly, as I described earlier with the Bob Evans program. So we've maintained that. We do not have all that organized on the main campuses yet, but our plan is to bring that same format to the campus, where we'd have early evening or evening classes. We would do it in 8-week sequences, and they would be accelerated, and they would be in a hybrid format. So you'd be half-time face-to-face and half-time online.
So what would be the profile of a good prospect of a student?
The requirements are you must be 24 years of age or older. To enter the adult studies, you need to have 64 semester credits already under your belt. If you don't have the 64 credits, then we can put you in the community college so you can earn the first 64 credits. The advantage to being in the adult studies program is the tuition rate. Not only is it convenient, but the tuition rate is phenomenal. It's $400 a credit hour. Our normal rate for the private institution is $818 a credit hour. So it's deeply discounted. The intention is we want to get all of the adults in the area who are interested in earning a management degree to give them the chance to come back to school and earn that degree.
So whatever your background was, what you get out of this is a 4-year business management degree?
Yes. That seems to be one of the most desirable degrees. We have another degree that we're offering, and that's a BSN, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. But then to get into that program, you'd need a 2-year associate degree in nursing before you could start that program. So it's highly specialized, but that program's been in existence for 2 years and has been extremely successful.
Now, is the nursing program all online? Or how do they work that one?
I don't think it's all online, because you have clinical pieces that you have to, they're clinical parts that you have to participate in.
Okay.
So it's not totally online. A lot of it's online, the coursework is.
I get that question a lot on email.
Yeah.
Are there any other programs on campus that are designed for adult studies?
Those two are the ones we're focusing on. Eventually, obviously, we'd like to expand that. If you look at the statistics in Ohio, there are probably 75% of the adults across all of Ohio do not have a college degree of any kind. So it's a huge cachet of people that we need to address in getting a college degree. What we found out is in more recent years, with jobs are extremely competitive to get at this point, you almost have to have a bachelor's degree in something to actually go out and find a job in this day and age. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, basically.
I know you mentioned one of the requirements is they have to be 24 years of age. I know this sounds like an odd question, but is there an upper limit? We've had some people say, "Oh, I'm too old to go back to school." Is there an upper limit?
Well, interestingly enough, we had not a young man, a gentleman, I'll put it that way, who graduated this May from the University of Rio Grande in this program, who was 89 years old. He turned 90 this summer. It was a lifelong goal. He attended Rio back in the 50s and could not finish, and he always said that was his one regret in life, that he had never been able to finish his bachelor's degree. So in this program, he came back, was able to get a lot of experiential credit, because at 89 years old, you obviously have a lot of experience. So he actually went through the program very quickly and graduated in May.
So if you would be a person that maybe had a 2-year degree, have been in the work world, and have advanced as far as you can with that degree, and you just need that extra thing to get you farther for a promotion or whatever, this sounds like a great way to go, and while you're still working.
Absolutely. And in fact, I just got an email today that was sent to one of our faculty, and they were so appreciative because they had just earned their bachelor's degree, and they had done some internships and so forth. It was a trade program they were originally in, and they came back and earned their bachelor's degree, and they beat out 55 candidates for that job, and they were very proud, obviously, and they should be, you know. Mm-hmm. But the idea that the degree actually got them the job, it got their foot in the door. They had to meet all the qualifications that the company expected, which they did. But the degree certainly got the door open for them. Yeah,
that's the first thing that companies do when they're looking for people. They say that you need a 4-year degree, and they go through I don't care what kind of experience you have, they go through all the resumes, and they say you got a 4-year, and they throw out the ones that don't. And so you make that cut first.
Absolutely.
And then you can carry on and get an interview, hopefully prove yourself.
Yeah. And I'm very proud that our university has decided to support this kind of program in this region. I think it puts us in a different arena as far as education is concerned.
Now, you said that you do 2 classes
the first 8
in the
weeks.
halftime.
Yeah.
Is that later in the evening or weekend? What was that?
For which one? For
the adult studies.
For adult studies, yeah. The current courses are set up in the evening. Okay. That's at the Meg Center. Now, we won't have as many of them on main campus as yet. That hasn't been decided. But eventually, that's what we'll be working on.
Would you, of course, not Saturdays or anything, just mainly evenings?
We haven't decided on Saturdays yet. That's actually in discussion for the future.
It's all geared around their working schedules to make sure it's available for them.
Right.
One of the nice things about here on campus is we already have some of those courses designed in an evening format, and we also have some of them designed in an online format. So we can take advantage with those adult learners just by our current existing schedule.
What would you say to the person, okay, I'm 40-some years old, and I want to get back into class. There's all these young whippersnappers around here. They're used to going to school. I don't know if I can do that. It's been so long since I've been in school. I don't know if I can get my head around a book again.
Well, and to me, that's one of the main reasons why we've decided to move forward with this program, is we want to be adult friendly. We're finding there is a huge need for it. We're trying to address that need. I think we have a social responsibility. As a university, we're both public and private. We have that responsibility to offer that opportunity for adults who want to take advantage. And I think it's a tremendous opportunity. I'm not saying that everyone in your class will be the same age as you are. In fact, I think it's a richer environment if there is a variety of age. But the minimum age will be 24. And as I just told you, we had someone that was 89 who actually finished the program this spring.
Yeah, it was kind of a loaded question because I've had older students in the class, and they are more motivated than the younger ones, and they know what the prize is at the end. They work harder, and they're very successful. Probably, I don't know, I think more successful than the younger people.
It's interesting that you say that because I spent 14 years at Antioch University working with adult programs in education. And you're right, they were extremely motivated. These were folks who were working on getting their teaching credentials. And once they got out in the field, they made terrific teachers.
And the other thing I think is handy with an older student is that as you're going through the coursework, you apply that knowledge to what you already know. You can already, somebody that's 18, you tell them something about management, they don't have a clue. If you tell somebody that's 40 about management, they can draw on some experience and make a connection, and it's easier to remember. And they apply it to their own experiences.
So is the adult studies program more project-based?
For most of the faculty, I would assume it would be. A lot of presentation. I think students need to get up in front of class and let the class know what they know. I think that needs to happen as well. So naturally, when you're using a project format, you would obviously do more presentation. So I would hope that the majority of the faculty would embrace that in their methods as far as teaching is concerned. And I'm going to assume so far they have, with our experience this January.
And you should have a computer and a decent connection.
Actually,
updated.
It would be required, yeah. If you're going to do a hybrid program, you're going to need that, yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
And
yes,
we need a podium
skills.
that works.
Yeah.
But okay.
It works. Come on.
Little inside joke there. Mike's our podium guy. Make sure it's all working all right. So
Yeah.
Podium guy.
It's no respect.
Yeah. Well, you can talk about Jason herding goats.
That's right. That's right. Zach, we've got about 4 minutes left. And I just want to say, you've only been here 12, 13 months, and you've done quite a bit. You've kind of set the bar high for yourself. What's the next year hold?
It's a good
you've
question.
accomplished all this. What else is there?
Yeah, what else is left? Yeah. Actually, there are a few programs we're looking at. One in particular, several in particular in the School of Education. I would like to see an adult studies or adult focused program for education licensure. I think that would be a terrific program in this region to work with folks who are interested in staying in the region and being teachers in the area.
Is that something where somebody would have a bachelor's or a 2-year degree and want to be a teacher or teaching whatever it is that they were specialized in?
Yeah, you can. Well, there's different formats. One would be at an undergraduate level, which you could take people who already had some college credit and put them into a program where they'd earn their bachelor's degree as well as a teaching license in a field they were interested in. And you could also do that at the graduate level. We currently offer a special needs program, 2 special needs programs at the graduate level. And so if you have folks out there who have a bachelor's degree in another field and decide they want to become teachers,
say history or English or something like that,
or business,
or business,
they could come back and earn their master's degree and a special needs teaching license as well. I would like to expand those programs in particular. I think there is a huge need in this area for quality teachers as well. There's always a need for quality teachers, but it certainly would be an area that I would look at. Yes, that would be one program. Yeah. The computer science program, we want to build on that. We have additionally a corporate sponsor, as well as we're working on initiatives through Holzer Hospital in the state of Ohio. So we're participating in those initiatives. So it certainly would be to our advantage to build on that particular program as well.
Okay, we have 90 seconds left. If someone was interested in any of these programs, how do they start? Who do they call?
Well, you contact the admissions office first, and at the University of Rio Grande, and they can walk you through any of these areas. They can also set you up with an advisor, someone who could sit down with you and talk through the program, or a variety of programs if you were interested in. That's absolutely, and I wish I had their phone number. I don't have it. Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
I'm sorry.
You can go to the website.
Okay, it's 1-800-282-7201. You get an operator, ask for the admissions office.
Or you can go to www.rio.edu, and it's all there for you.
Okay. So
thank you.
We have 30 seconds left. Thanks for coming in and sharing these very exciting programs with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Final last word.
If there's nothing else, I'm Jason.
I'm Nate.
I'm Mike. And we have Pat behind the camera. He's doing his little camera thing.
Dr. Sharif, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.